You become a narcissist's worst nightmare the moment you stop allowing access to your body. When you turn your relationship into a sexless marriage by conscious choice, everything shifts. For the first time, you show the narcissist consequences. You say with your silence, "This body is no longer yours to use, control, or manipulate." You break the most powerful trauma bond, the illusion, the belief that the best part of the relationship with them was the intimacy. Because, in truth, sex was only the best because it was the only time that narcissists showed a glimpse of warmth, tenderness, or presence. You stop confusing physical touch with emotional safety. You stop mistaking chemistry for love. You no longer perform closeness to avoid conflict or give your body just to keep the peace. You realize that emotional intimacy cannot be forced through skin-on-skin contact. Your refusal becomes a quiet rebellion, one that speaks louder than your words. You see clearly how the narcissist used sex as a reset button, a way to regain power and erase accountability. And now, you no longer participate in that cycle. You stop hoping physical connection will fix emotional abandonment. You stop viewing your body as an obligation in a dead, manipulative marriage. You no longer sacrifice yourself to keep the illusion alive. And in that moment, you become really dangerous for them in the worst way possible, because you finally choose yourself completely. I'm Samir, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. The topic for today is, when a narcissistic abuse survivor lives without sex, this is what happens. Let me tell you something that most people, most experts do not explain or understand about narcissistic relationships. When survivors make the conscious choice to enter a sexless marriage with that narcissist, they are not just withholding intimacy, because that's what narcissists do. They are dismantling the entire power structure that kept them trapped for years. You see, narcissists have this pattern. After they do something terrible, something that would normally require accountability and true change, they act like nothing happened. They become suddenly romantic, cozy, and desperate for physical intimacy. It's all about reestablishing control. This is their reset button. They use sex to erase their wrongdoings and restore their power dynamic. It's like pressing delete on all the pain they just caused. But when you, as a survivor, refuse to participate in this cycle, everything shifts. As I said, you break what may be the most difficult trauma bond of all, the sexual trauma bond. You shatter the illusion that sex was the best part of the relationship. And this realization is profound, because survivors carry this belief that the physical connection with that narcissist was somehow proof that love existed. The truth is much different. Sex was not the best thing because it was genuinely good. It was the best thing because it was literally the only time the narcissist showed any empathy, warmth, or presence at all. It was the only moment survivors felt truly connected to the narcissist. But that connection was manufactured. It was conditional. It was a tool of manipulation. When you step away from this physical connection, you gain something incredible. Can you guess what that is? Emotional clarity. Without the confusion of physical closeness, without the temporary high of chemistry, you begin to see the relationship for exactly what it is: one-sided, transactional, and emotionally bankrupt. This clarity helps you detox from a very damaging lie that you carry. The lie that you only matter when you are attractive, when you are available, when you are giving your body to someone else, this monster in this case. Living without sex teaches you something revolutionary. You have value simply for existing. You do not need to perform, please, or provide access to your body to be worthy of love and respect. You don't have to do that. You wake up to a reality that changes everything. No matter what you do, no matter how much sacrifice you make, no matter how available you make yourself, nothing is going to change the narcissist's behavior. This understanding shifts your entire approach to the relationship. For the first time, you show the narcissist real consequences. You are essentially saying, without saying, if you're not going to stop the cheating, the emotional abuse, the manipulation, then you are going to face repercussions. And this is just the beginning. If you can't be good outside the bedroom, you don't get access inside the bedroom. That's it. This boundary is so powerful because it is one of the few things that dismantles a narcissist, and it's in your control. When he withdraws, actually, you also become spiritually unavailable too. Sex is not just physical contact between two bodies. You know that. It's energetic. It's an exchange of something that's a lot more deeper than just physical pleasure. When you withdraw this energy, when you stop, you're sending a powerful message to the universe. No more excess, no more sacrifice. I choose myself. This choice cuts off the narcissist's favorite weapon. Because you know narcissists rely heavily on sex for control. They need your energy. In these relationships, physical intimacy is rarely about closeness or genuine connection. It is about power, dominance, and keeping you emotionally tethered and confused. When you stop engaging sexually, the narcissist loses their primary tool for emotional predation. As a direct result of your choice, you also become unpredictable, and this terrifies the hell out of a narcissist. Narcissists are damn sure that they can control and predict your responses. But when sex stops being a duty, when it stops being a twisted ritual to keep the narcissist calm or present, the whole thing changes entirely. You give them the biggest narcissistic injury possible. Even though becoming sexually independent is empowering and it distances the narcissist from you, gives you the control back, it has some devastating impact on you as well. The primary one being touch starvation. When you're deprived of genuine loving touch in a relationship for long periods, you develop what's called skin hunger. You crave physical connection, physical intimacy desperately, but you also know you cannot get it safely from that monster. And that creates a powerful paradox. The very thing you have sought for years, genuine, loving touch, becomes a source of pain and safety. When you've been deprived of something for so long, when it has been used as a weapon against you, even the thought of it can become overwhelming. Which is why a lot of survivors find that eventually their own touch feels really difficult to handle. The sensation that physical contact creates can become too intense, too loaded with trauma and confusion to bear. This is one of the unfortunate realities that a lot of us have to navigate in our healing journey. The withdrawal from physical intimacy becomes an act of self-preservation. It's not about punishing the narcissist. As I said, it's about the consequences that naturally follow. It's about protecting your own energy, spirit, and your own sense of self-worth from further damage. It's a coping mechanism. When you choose yourself in this way, when you refuse to continue participating in a cycle that diminishes you, you become dangerous to the narcissistic system. Dangerous to the lies, the gaslighting, the manipulation, the intermittent reinforcement, the conditioning, everything they use to keep you trapped. You become dangerous because you have stopped believing that your worth is tied to their availability, that you must chase them to get their love. You have stopped accepting that love requires constant sacrifice or violation of your own body, and that you have to give up your peace for them to accept you. Conclusion: have you experienced something like this? Let me know in the comments. And with that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin.